jolly sight closer than Miss Eckersley did. She had hoped that by coming here in the afternoon there'd be fewer people present. Maybe there were, but it didn't feel like it. Were they earwicking? Putting two and two together? Drat them to hell and back if they were. She fixed her chin in what she hoped was a determined line, and looked the Labour Exchange lady directly in the eye. Miss Eckersley had a reputation locally for keeping more or less the entire population of the town of Annaby, as well as many a moorland village, in regular employment, refusing to permit anyone to skive on the dole. Miss Eckersley didn't so much as blink at Mabel's outspokenness. "You have no desire to work for your father, then, Miss Bradshaw?" "No!" Did that come out too quickly? She smiled. Or did she? It had been a long time since she had smiled, and her face seemed to have forgotten how. The inside of her cheeks felt creaky. I want to strike out on my own." "Indeed?" Miss Eckersley's pencilled-on eyebrows climbed up her forehead. "You can join the land army. There are plenty of hill farmers in need of an extra pair of hands." "I don't want to stay here," said Mabel. "Will your parents permit you to move away?" "I think the war effort trumps parental consent, don't you?" Lord, did that sound upper crust and spoilt bratty? Two things she definitely wasn't, even if her parents wouldn't have altogether minded if she had been. Trying for a conciliatory tone, she added, "Miss Eckersley, I really do want to move away from here. Can't you put me forward for something?" "Do you imagine I've every job in the kingdom on my books?" "Of course not." Miss Eckersley removed a sheet of paper from a desk drawer. "Qualifications?" "School certificate." "Any distinctions?" "No." Or, to be more accurate, good God, no. She had scraped through by the skin of her teeth. Even then it had taken her 2 goes. She'd insisted upon staying on at school an extra year to take it again. Not to achieve the qualification, but simply to avoid being sent to finishing school. "What work have you done since leaving school?" Miss Eckersley laid down her fountain pen. What answer was she expecting? "None." Heat flooded Mabel's face. 22 years of age and never done a day's work. It hadn't been for the want of asking. She'd have loved nothing better than to be trusted with a role in her father's factory. But all she'd ever been called upon to do was shake hands with the clerical staff and give out the small square envelopes containing the Christmas bonuses. Miss Eckersley handed her the sheet of paper across the desk. They both had to extend their arms. "Fill in your name, address and date of birth, please." Opening the leather handbag that matched her gloves, Mabel took out her gold-nibbed Parker pen. Only the best for Miss Mabel Bradshaw. Miss Eckersley took back the sheet of details and wrote on a card, which she handed across the desk. "Take this to Hunt's Bank in Manchester on Thursday. You should arrive no later than 9:45 for a 10 o'clock start." "Thank you, Miss Eckersley." Working in a bank? You could hardly call that war work. But she had yearned after a clerical position in her father's factory for long enough. So, she could hardly turn up her nose, could she? Besides, you didn't say no to Miss Eckersley. As she departed, she made a fuss of pulling on her gloves and adjusting her brimless fur hat, so as not to make eye contact with anybody in the queue. She opened the heavy wooden door onto a rush of chill, pulling her woolen scarf higher around her throat. Her brown curls bushed up around her cheeks and the back of her neck, like a cat's fur, fluffing up to keep warm. Snow crunched beneath the rubber soles of her galoshes. Oh, the temptation to stuff her hands deep in her pockets. But ladies didn't slouch around like that. Even school cert failures, who hadn't attended finishing school, knew better than that. Not least thanks to the Modern Lady's Guide to Etiquette, which was Mumsy's